Hello, 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 fellow creatives. I found this very important for us, all of us, to know as musicians. So, if I told you a creative person, uh, you're basically dealing in music. There are these three things that every artist needs to know about the international music distribution that you should be knowing as a creative person. Okay, so from the baseformusic.com, this person happened to share this, and he said that as you gradually fine tune your professional self to become a bigger artist, your music presence should also expand territory and popularity. Okay, meaning that it should be distributed to different territories and it should be popular. Read on to find out how to best prepare yourself before jumping into the global market, because if you offer your music to different platforms internationally, it means now you want to expose yourself to a bigger market. So before you do that, at least try to read through this blog or stay with me and you happen to get these different ideas. So we've happened to find this on this beautiful website that has offered us this. Okay, and this person continued and said, if you are also on the hunt for an effective music distribution to leverage your music career internationally, check out our extensive review of the top 4 best distributions of 2023. Let us open that somewhere. So, and here is trying to show us which markets are the biggest within the music distribution. So if you distribute or market towards United States, you have that United Kingdom. Are you seeing? So you can pause this video and you try to watch these. Okay, and remember, before all of this is MUCIAN's lifestyle channel, where we share ideas about music, about the creative content, but basically music and movies. So if you're out there and you want to improve your profession, we are always sharing content that you shouldn't miss out. So why does your music need to go global? 1. To increase distribution coverage. Why does your music need to go global? Okay, yes, it is like asking for the reasons why would you want your music to go global. Because one of all, if it goes global, it increases the coverage, not the distribution coverage. Yes, for you to go global, it means basically you have to increase your distribution coverage. Okay, let us see what he continued and said. To some extent, based on your targeted genre, style and location, your current musical efforts can be limited to only being featured in local areas. Okay, to combat this and maximize coverage, you want to get your music out there and explore global opportunities. So this guy will repeat this. He said, to some extent, based on your targeted genre. Okay, so let me give an example. You're singing maybe reggae or any other version, maybe hip hop, style and location. Okay, your current musical efforts can be limited to only being featured in local areas. So if I told you maybe in Uganda, that means basically you can produce that music and that genre may be limited in Uganda. Okay, it is like hip hop in Uganda is not yet all that too big. Okay, so you find those doing it are fusing it with dancehall like that. So if you want to increase your coverage, then it means that you have to go for the global what coverage. You have to extend your distribution to see that you cross over Uganda and extend the distribution to some other different countries. So to combat this and maximize coverage, you want to get your music out there and explore global opportunities. Yes, that is right. So basically it means if I'm limited in this country, I may not even be limited, but I would want to have a wider market, maybe an international market. Then I would look at going for a global distribution that would extend my opportunities to a lot of people listening to my music, and people from different locations also enjoying the vibes in my music. In today's age, digital distribution has made the fragmented music market easier, okay, for independent artists to make their music available at every possible place in the world with passionate listeners. So this has helped a lot with indie artists, okay, or independent artists, because we don't have labels. Like you can start your career, you have no label, you have no distributor, you have no publisher. So with these distribution companies that have gone ahead to also act as publishers, as distributors, as administrators, so you find that in that one place of that platform, you can handle everything that would have even been handled by over 5 people. So it has simplified work for independent artists and also some labels, because if at all you didn't know what to do and how to do it properly, then at least with the guide of these labels, at least even talking to them, to the support team, they can guide you on how to do it, and then you get your career to the next level. Okay, so if we continue a little bit and slope down, for instance, the fact that Spotify is available in 184 markets, okay, can suggest global distribution is the way to go for experienced artists who want to expand their fan base. Okay, there are no longer difficulties in distributing globally thanks to the advancement of the global distribution. So why miss the chance to hit bigger? So there are more opportunities with this. At least it elaborates that with streaming platforms like Spotify that are available in more than 184 marketplaces. So that simplifies your work, because with just one click of uploading your song to a distribution company, it gives you that chance to distribute your music to all of those 184 marketplaces. So if your songs are good enough, then it basically means a lot of people and more people will listen to it and even demand more of your music. Okay, so expand the market and potential for your music. Listeners have become more receptive to and engaged and have become more receptive to and engaged with international music, all thanks to the massive success of recent K-pop and Latino artists like BTS, Blackpink, Lucy Fonsi, and Becky G. 2022 has become the biggest year ever for K-pop artists, as seen by numerous chanting records that topped Billboard 100 and Billboard 200. These icebreakers for foreign listeners show a good sign that your featured activities can satisfy a huge demand for the popularity of cross-border streams and different varieties of international music. So with the coming of the digital distribution, you find that people from different countries listen to artists from different countries. Okay. What are the legal concerns and here they are trying to show you, okay, how royalties are like collected. We see here BMI, we see SCAP, okay, then we see different streaming platforms. So what are the legal concerns in each region? So every country has its own music industry and its own copyright system. If you are on the lookout for joining the international music business, finding out how much licenses and copyright work on a global basis and some key differences with the US is crucial. Failing to adhere to the legal guidelines puts you at risk of copyright violations and may lead to the worst case scenario, people stealing your music. So as someone who is basically new and you want to basically cover the world with your music, you have to be a little bit careful, research more, and understand the copyright guidelines, because every country has its PROs, and there are also those that are basically crossing over that can collect your royalties all over the world, and there are those that are basically just nationally. Like you find that USA has its own PROs, UK has its own PROs, and there are those that also cross over and can collect your royalties all over the world. So endeavor to see that you sign up for those organizations or NGOs or camps, to see that at least you earn your royalties as you have to earn them, and you also copyright your music so that you avoid your music from being stolen or to violate copyright laws. Then music license versus copyright, the differences. A music license is a lending license. Okay, a music license is a lending license for others to use your song for a particular period in exchange for a fee. On the other hand, copyrights are for the recording and lyrics themselves. So you can use licensing to lend the song, but the intellectual property of the song itself stays with the copyright owner. That's you. So with some companies like BMI, SCAP, and so many others, depending on which country you come from. Like here we have UPRS in Uganda, whereby it is responsible, or those platforms are basically responsible for helping you lend maybe bars, movie producers, advertisers to use your song in their stuff at a fee, at a cost. Okay, then for a limited period of time, but you retain the copyright, the rights to that intellectual property, because it is you who wrote the lyrics, who wrote the instrumentation and stuff. So this person is like, he wants to just use it for what? He wants to just use it for maybe his advert as music in the background, as you hear that I'm using. Basically, I'm using my music. Okay. Then, besides that, licensing. Let us try to look at licensing. Digitalization has put creative endeavors at critical risk, which means your releases can be copied, shared, and used illegally. Okay, this explains why permission is essentially needed. Okay, why permission is essentially needed from relevant copyright holders to play or perform music. Besides protecting legal rights, it ensures that the people who create music are fairly rewarded for their talent and work. Okay, because with you getting a license to use someone's content, it basically means that you have paid a fee. So that means you are paying a copyright owner to use his content, and that means you have fairly rewarded that person for his talent and work. So that is the right way to go. The music industry has set up separate collecting societies in each country. So that is what I was talking about. So most of the countries or regions, maybe if you come from the east, the west, you see that each country has its own collecting society. Like here I said we have UPRS, we have WUMA in Uganda. So those are collecting societies. Then we have those that cross over worldwide. That is like Songtrust. They are basically collecting royalties all over the world. Okay, music makers joined their local societies. Okay, and those societies only issued licenses in their home countries. So these societies offer licenses in only their country. So if I'm in UPRS, it does not offer licenses for me to sing in USA, or does not offer licenses for using my music in USA. No. Okay, so unless it collaborates with those in the USA, like BMI. Okay, as a musician and a copyright owner, you have two choices. You can either join a society in your targeted market and only allow it to represent your rights in the according home country, or join your local society and give it global rights, allowing affiliated societies to license your music via reciprocal agreements. Most music makers initially go with the latter approach. Okay, visit our preview article that and understand more. So basically, what I can say about this is, so with some musicians, you find that let me give an example. I'm based in Uganda, so I happen to register with UPRS in Uganda, but UPRS does not look for my societies directly from USA, my royalties directly from USA. So I have to register with BMI. So after registering with BMI, if at all I'm targeting USA as my marketplace. But right now, for me, I would prefer you may be signing up with Songtrust. You sign up with BMI, or BMI, because it is a little bit internationally known. After signing up with it, you also sign up with Songtrust, so that Songtrust collects your royalties all over the world, and BMI for USA. Okay, instead of looking for each country and its society, then you happen to register with it. So at least you can also use that method. Then if we come to copyrights, there are different types of royalties depending on the type of license obtained. However, if you are an independent artist, you own and keep the intellectual property of your original music. Okay, there are different types of royalties depending on the type of license obtained. However, if you are an independent artist, you own and keep the intellectual property of your original music. So I think that is self-explanatory, because you are the artist and you own yourself. You are not under label. To get full protection under US copyright law, you need to register your songs and recording with the US Copyright Office in Washington. In the US, there are several collecting societies that can simplify the process of representing your rights in songs. If you are targeting the American market, you will have to decide which society to join. You can join BMI, you can join SECAP, and there are some others that you can join by invite. So if at all you are not invited, you cannot join them. So you cannot fill the application to be invited. Okay. Similarly, if you are targeting other countries, make sure to do your research thoroughly, thoroughly, to understand what copyright policies and registrations to expect before going on board. So research about those organizations or bodies to see and understand how they do their stuff, how you earn, what percentages do they take, and why. Okay, because if you don't read it, you may find some hidden costs that you have to first pay that you never knew, and after paying again you make losses because you'll have to shift and they don't refund maybe. So at least first read more and understand what it does and why. So would you want to join it? Then for example, under the UK setting, there would be a collective society affiliated with a US-based society that will represent their members. Music rights globally, all you have to do is to decide which patterned society you will allow to license your music in the US. So they are giving an example. So if I'm an artist in the UK, I don't need to register in USA, but I can use my society in UK to collaborate with some of the societies like BMI in USA to collect for me my royalties, and they hand over them to my licensing company in UK. How to boost your music delivery on a global scale. Understanding how artists are paid according to their copyrights is important. Being aware of the process consists you in making the right decision for your music releases and promotions. Let me hope you are understanding me. When working with music distribution platforms, okay, that is like Distrokid, Tidal, Root Note, there are too many. Okay, a core role of them as your music distributor is, okay, let me go back. When working with musician distribution platforms, a core role of them as your music distributor is allocating the royalties due back to you. The rights owners, however, this doesn't come naturally. Before, 2 tips to maximize gains of global distribution effects. Pick the right distribution platform. That is one, and it's very right. Firstly, to get your desired distribution push, you need to pick the most suitable distribution platform for independent artists, and for me I would prefer Distrokid for that. And you'll find the link to the platform for you to sign up and have a reduced price on it is in the description of this video. There are many factors to consider for choosing the best music distributor for your needs. To help you decide which criteria you should take note when doing your research, check out our comprehensive guide, Planning Your Release Ahead. Okay. So let us stop there, and we shall be continuing from there. We always share different ideas on latestugmusic.com. Okay, so thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe and be part of this project. Okay, we have a project that is basically going to be starting on the 23rd of October, and it is called Shanana Afri. where we are going to be moving different districts of Uganda and teaching different creatives on how to earn from their creative content, how to work with internet, and how to embrace the digital. Okay, the digital part in the art industry or creative industry. Thanks for watching, and please be part if you feel moved, and we encourage you. You can support us with machines, you can support us in finance through the information in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. We love you.